talking about Walk Your Talk, Paul has been an advisor for 28 years. So he's one of you guys. And he has been able to retire at 45.
What we're basically moving towards in the UK is a model which basically is trying to fix something that's been broke for quite some time. That's the traditional financial advice model in the UK. It's broken, basically. It's been commission-led in the past, and it hasn't worked, quite simply. It's ended up with a very, not much trust, really, with regard to people's attitude towards advisors generally. And I think that's one important skill that a lot of people in the UK certainly haven't got. They talk about the product a lot, but they don't talk about the client very much. And that's one reason why I don't think financial advisors in the UK, and you can be the judge over here, they're not really trusted. Because the client often senses that you're not really interested in me, you're only interested in my money. And that's not a good position. If we can turn that around, then, which is what I believe I've always tried to do, you haven't got to worry about the money. You'll get the client's money and you'll be paid well for what you do if the focus is on the client. So today I want to talk about how to create a proposition, if you like, a client value proposition, which ensures that clients trust you, so then they'll happily give you all of their money and accumulate more money with you because they trust you to deliver what you promise, which is helping them get a better life. So get back to basics. And I also believe, now more than ever before, there's a massive need to tell people the truth about money, the real truth about money, and where they're heading, and what their future looks like. How much money do they really need to keep living the life they've got? So many people haven't got a clue where they're heading. And it's our job, I believe, to get back to basics and start telling them the truth. Because when you tell them the truth, they'll love you for it. It's painful sometimes, but they'll love you for it, because they're waiting for someone to do it. So I found, tell me if I'm right here, you either want more of the right clients. Who wants more of the right clients? Nobody, it seems. You do, yeah? Or you want to keep the ones you've got. That's an important thing here. Keeping the ones you've got. Or both. Yeah? So my question in the UK, and I guess it's going to be the same for you guys as well, is what you're going to do for these people then. If you want more of these right clients, what is your service for these people each and every year? In return for this valuable recurring income, possibly from assets under management, yeah? What is your service? Is it manage their money? Okay, what's interesting is that when I ask that question to a UK audience, and I say to them, what is it that people want? Advisors say to me, they want to be able to trust you. They want a trusting relationship with their advisor. They want you to be well qualified, they tell me. And I say to them, I say, is that what they want? Or is that what they expect? Okay, lifestyle financial planning, though, this is a real key about lifestyle financial planning. It's advice that revolves around your client, not their money. Okay, I want to stress this point here. We're talking about creating a client value proposition that revolves around your client, not their money. Now, when you do that, you happen to get this feeling of trust from your client, so they'll happily give you all their money to invest. Strange. So you take the focus off the money, you actually get more of the money. For lifestyle financial planning, then, it's not about products or investments. Okay? Lifestyle financial planning, those are just tools. I call them tools in the bag. Investments and products and pensions and insurances, and they're just tools in the bag. Okay? And we use them to get the job done. But I use the analogy of a mechanic, you know. If I have my car serviced by a mechanic, I don't really care what spanners he uses, what type of spanners, whether they're Stanley spanners or Snap-on spanners or they're from the finest store. I don't care. Made from the finest, I don't really care. They're just tools that he uses to get a job done. Financial products are just that for us. They're tools we use when necessary. And sometimes a client doesn't need any tools. Sometimes a client doesn't need any financial products. But you have still got a service that should be paid for. Because financial planning, lifestyle financial planning, is a service which exists beyond product. And it's a very thing that clients want more than product. Financial planning, lifestyle financial planning, is financial planning done properly, quite simply. Okay, truth about money. Okay, I'm coming on to this in a second. It does require that people tell the truth. And what is the truth about money? It also requires for you to be alternative. Okay? Now, you notice here, I've set a company up in the UK called Alternative Financial Advisors. Because back to this same old thing, you know. In the UK, if you were at a dinner party or you were amongst some people who don't know you, or they're friends, or they may be friends in the future, you've never met them before, but someone asks you, what do you do? In the UK, saying you're a financial advisor is like, is the same over here? Is it? It's like, you feel a bit dirty, you see, and that's why people call themselves other things. Okay, so alternative financial advisor, for years, I've been referring to myself, if anyone asks me what I do, I say I'm an alternative financial advisor. I tell people the truth. Now that sounds like I don't like other financial advisors, but, and they say, I could do with talking to somebody like you, you know? And then I say, are you sure? Because when I say the truth, I really mean the truth. And they say, absolutely. I want someone to tell me the truth. And I go, good. Okay. I also say I'm alternative as well because I don't have many clients. You know, most financial advisors have got too many clients that they can't look after. And over the years, that's caused us a bad name. You know, an advisor sees you today, and then you don't see them again until they've got something new to sell you. And that's why we're not trusted in the UK. Okay? So I don't do that. I haven't got many clients. In fact, I don't want many clients. Because what we do for clients is really special. I'm going to have to show you that, obviously. But because of that, if we take on a client, they have to be profitable clients. Is that okay with you? I would say to the client. And the client would say, of course it is. And I'd say, good. Ideally, very profitable. And clients go, great. You know, they expect you to have a profitable relationship with them. So from that moment forward, I thought, right, when I meet new clients, I'm going to tell them there are 3 parts to my job. The first part is that of a life planner. The life planner's job is this, to find out about you, Mr. Client, where you are now in your life, how you got to where you are right now, what's your story? We've all got a story, haven't we? You've got a story, you've got a story, you've got a story. It's your journey through life. And it's my job to find out a little bit about that journey to understand that client. So it's how do you get to where you are now? And more importantly, where are you trying to get to in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? What do you actually want to do with your life between now and the day you die? Life's not a rehearsal. Precious time is slipping away. So what is it that you want, Mr. Client? That's part of my job, I'm sorry, but I need to know what the client's trying to achieve. When I know what my client's trying to achieve, I'll then take that hat off and put on my second hat, which is that of a financial planner. The financial planner's job is to look at the resources available to the client now, the resources becoming available to the client in the future, income, assets, yeah? And to look at the resources that might need to come available. Never mind what they've actually got, what might they need, yeah, to achieve their life plan. That's called financial planning, making sense of that money. After I've done a financial plan, if that financial plan indicates the client needs a financial product, then, and only then, do I put on my third and least important hat, which is when I can recommend a suitable product to suit that need. Does that make sense? Yeah? So this independent financial advisor hat is actually the least important part of that job. And my view is I've got no right, Mr. Client, to talk to you about financial products until I know about you. Would you agree? Until I know about you, Mr. Client, I've got no right to talk about your money. That's my view. Now, life planning is nothing more than a good, what I call fact find, a first meeting to get to know your client. We all do that, I would hope. We all get to understand our client, yeah, as much as possible. Financial planning is the financial plan, obviously. It's helping them make sense of that, and that's where you often need some help from technology, which I can help with you later. And I think the IFA part, the financial advice part, is the boring bit. I mean, you tell me. Financial products often need lots of paperwork or online work, but ticking boxes, filling in forms, signing things. Is that correct? Same over here? Painful, isn't it? Compliance, is that true? Compliance issues and proof and liability as well, yeah? That's a bit I dislike. Okay. So, what I started to do, this is going back in the mid-90s, when I started to understand this stuff, I started to realize that life planning actually was a very important part of my job. And therefore, I started to charge my clients a monthly, sorry about the pound sign there, okay? But I started to charge my clients a monthly retainer, okay? A monthly little fee, a little one, £50 a month, okay? Which was basically a commitment fee, I called it, towards me and my firm and my service. Okay? If at any time in the future they didn't want my service, they can just stop paying me that fee. I take the risk. Okay? It's a commitment fee. That started to give me a little bit of recurring income, which is good. Then I started to build into any funds that we had an influence over, any of their money that I had an influence over, I would build in 0.5% per annum, that was my fee, of their funds or assets under management. Okay? Then, if a client needed an additional financial product, I would then receive a fee or a commission for that transaction. Does that make sense? So I've now created 3 ways to be paid. Yep. Now, my key, though, is this. My minimum fee per client then became £2,500 a year minimum. Okay? Eventually, I moved towards that. It wasn't always £2,500 a year. It crept up to that as you get more confident and better at it, and you get better referrals, you've got more money. You put your fees up, don't you? Don't you? Well, I do. Okay. So, but bear in mind, it's a minimum, okay? So that's the key word here. So if the remuneration to my firm is dependent on the asset value, i.e. the funds, and the funds go down, as can happen sometimes, my minimum then kicks in if it's gone below my minimum, okay? So the average tends to, in my firm, tends to be around £5,000 a year average, okay? So 100 clients. Yeah, 100 clients, that's all I want, 100 clients, paying £5,000 a year on average, is about £500,000 of UK sterling per advisor in a firm. That's a sort of recommended sort of model that I would work with. So that's the model I work with now. It wasn't always like that, okay? I haven't got particularly wealthy clients, and I haven't, the clients that I've got now, I haven't always had. As you get better at providing a better service, you naturally start attracting, what happens is you attract more of the right clients, because the universe, this sounds a bit hairy-fairy, but the universe, if you stand up for what you believe in and you deliver a service of high value, the universe will send you the right type of clients, you know? If you like this idea, as many people do, the idea that you can go out of here today with an idea and a sense of identity that says, I'm alternative because I tell people the truth. And I know that people want to hear the truth, and that's what I do now. From now on, I'm going to tell people the truth. It's a great feeling, I tell you. Because in here, in your heart, you feel good. Because it's your job to tell people the truth. Now, the problem is, if a client then says to you, well, go on then, tell me the truth, what do you say? Okay? So let's just explain to you what I mean by the truth about money. First of all, let's have a little look at what it isn't. Is that okay? What isn't the truth about money? Well, the truth about money is not, I don't know whether these names are over here, I think they are. Is that right? Aegon are better than Legal & General, okay? That is not the truth about money. This fund is better than that fund is not the truth about money. This investment is better than that investment is not the truth about money. This pension is better than that pension. This platform is better than that platform. Okay? None of that is the truth about money. I have a term for it in the UK, which is a swear word, and I won't use it today. Okay? That is not the truth about money. Okay? More importantly, clients find it dull and boring. Okay? 40 minutes left. As much as that? Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Right. Clients find that dull and boring, right? It's not interesting. It may be to you. because you like analysing this stuff, but to them it's like, come on, just get me to where I want to get to. That's all they want to know. So that isn't the truth. More importantly, it's not financial planning either. Because don't forget, those are just tools that we use if they need that tool. It's not financial planning. Whereas in the UK, loads of people who call themselves financial planners, that's all they do, is talk about that shite. Sorry. But that's what it is. It's not the truth. Those are things you do then after you've done financial planning, okay? So what is the truth about money? It's this. It's helping clients wake up to an absolute fact, okay? So, you see, the truth about money, let's just go back a second. None of that is a fact, okay? This fund is better than that fund. It's not a fact, is it? It's a belief. Am I right? That's all it is. It's a belief. It may be backed up by research about past performance, but it's not a fact. The trouble with beliefs is, you see, all of this is a belief. Beliefs get shattered, don't they, every day? Like planes fly into buildings. Who'd have thought that? Beliefs. It's not the truth. It's not a fact that you can hang your hat on. I want to have a proposition with my clients that's undeniable, that no one can argue with. They can argue with this stuff, and often they do. Am I right? Are you sure this is the right thing for me to do? Are you sure this is the right investment for me? Are you sure this is the right product for me? And you say, yes, yes, it is. We've done our research and it is. In a year's time, you told me, but now I've got something else for you to have, Mr. Client. Oh, not again. What's he going to sell me now? This one will do the job. Okay, I'll trust you one more time. A year later, see? It's no proposition don't have a proposition that revolves around that. Do those things, but because they need to be done, yeah? But it's not your proposition. The proposition has got to be based on a fact that I can't argue with, that you can't argue with. At least I hope you can't. What is that fact? What is an undeniable truth that forms a major part of my service? It's this. Can any of you guys argue with that? Anyone want to disagree with that statement? Anyone brave enough to suggest that that isn't true? It's also this. What do you need to do to ensure that, what do you need to do to ensure that you can keep living the life you've got? Okay? What do you need to do? From a financial point of view. What do you need to do, Mr. Client, to ensure that your family are totally financially secure, whatever happens? Now that's an insurance statement. Would you agree? I sell insurance.